guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Maria if you're new here, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about how you can effectively negotiate your salary and have more of a say about what your yearly or hourly salary is. I think this can be super important because a lot of people just accept the first offer where if you negotiate you may be able to make more of what you're looking for. Something that I hear all the time from college students: oh well, I don't have experience, I'm just out of college, so why would I negotiate because I have nothing to bring to the table, no experience in the industry. So something that I like to mention about this is you invested $80,000 to $100,000 in college tuition. So you've already invested a ton of money to take classes that'll make you know a lot in that area. I could see maybe if it was like a different major and you're just going into a completely different thing, but if you're applying for a job that was in your major, you took $80,000 worth of classes to get to that point. So in a way you are sort of gaining experience. A lot of jobs that people do are also going to require some form of customer service, and there are different skills that align with that. For example, I'm going to be going into sales. There's a very similar aspect of customer service as there is for sales. So like upselling, for example. I'm sure at a lot of your jobs you had to upsell products or services and stuff like that. So in a way you are learning those same qualities. So it's not like you're going into the job knowing nothing. I know it depends on major, but if you're doing some sort of customer service role that kind of has to do with your major at the same time, then in a way you do have experience and you have every right to negotiate your salary as somebody else. And I've just heard a lot of people saying that they feel that they shouldn't negotiate because they have no experience in the field, but you can argue that there are a lot of different qualities that you've learned through other jobs that make you perfect for the role, really make you experienced enough to do the role. Another thing I wanted to mention is the fact that you can really do your research on this. That is something that I actually just figured out. I'm pretty sure PayScale, Glassdoor, and LinkedIn all do this. I usually only use the LinkedIn one, and basically with this search engine what it does is you can put in the amount of schooling you've had, you can put in your experiences with other jobs and all this different stuff, and it'll basically calculate what a fair salary would be and what people with similar areas of experience in that sort of job are making for their yearly salary. So it's just a good way to kind of see what the average amount of people are making, and if you are offered something way lower than that, you can always use as an argument that you did do your research prior to that. You saw that the average person was making X amount of money and that you would like to be more in that ballpark because you feel that you're valuable for the company, and that's really a good way to negotiate it because it's kind of giving like valid research. Another thing I wanted to mention before I forget is that a lot of people also say talking about salary is uncomfortable to them, which it really shouldn't be, but a lot of people are uncomfortable because they don't want the company to think that they're just like all about the money and that's all they care about. And while money isn't everything in a company, like you should like it for other reasons, most likely the managers that are hiring you do realize that the reason you're getting a job is to get money. That's why you're working there. So talking about money should not be scary. They all know you're working here because you want a salary, you want to pay your bills, you want to be financially stable, so they know. So by negotiating your salary, it won't come off as rude. They deal with it every day. Something else I wanted to mention, because a lot of people are uncomfortable talking about what they feel they should earn, but you really shouldn't be. Everyone's just trying to get by and pay their bills, so it should be a very natural conversation because it's just another aspect of life is your paycheck. So another thing that I've heard has really worked, I haven't personally tried it, but I've heard this works really, really well. The time is right and you're clearly about to have that conversation. Try your best to put out your salary first. A good reason to do this, employer may put out a number trying to like get the lowest amount possible out of you, but if they hear first what you expect, it's kind of like, say they said 30,000 and then you said you wanted 50,000 a year. Like say that was just the numbers. Now if they said 30,000, you would be pretty nervous to say that 50,000 because that's almost double of what they offered you in the first place. The thing is, they're gonna feel the exact same way. If you say 50,000 and they try and bring it down to 30,000, they're gonna be like, wow, that's like something they're obviously not gonna take because it's so much lower than what they expected. So if you put down your expectations, they could move it to 40,000 for all you know, because that they don't want to go too low because they realize that you expect way more than what they were gonna initially offer you. So that's just a good strategy to use, because if you speak first, then they're gonna most likely kind of at least meet your expectations as close as they possibly can. They may not meet them all the way, but they're not gonna go as low as they would before because you've already put out what you're expecting. Another thing that I always like to say too is this is not all about the money. So you need to realize that when looking at the offer, you cannot just say, oh, I'm making 50,000, that's it, and that's great. No, you have to look at your benefits. Like, your health is so important, so making sure you're gonna get good health insurance, you're gonna get good dental, maybe vision if you need that as well. So the entire package is what's important. They're giving you a $50,000 salary, but then they didn't give you any sort of benefits, then that's obviously gonna be a lot more that comes out of your paycheck if you have to go out and get your health insurance yourself. It's just really important to keep an eye on that, because if you're not getting any sort of benefits besides your salary, that could actually turn out to be a worse deal than if you were gonna get 40,000 a year but you're getting full benefits on everything. A lot of companies can also get you certain deals on flights and stuff. So if you work with a certain company, they have certain deals on like flights that they go on, or like hotel deals and stuff like that. So it's really cool, because if you work for a certain company and see all these different things that you can get a better deal on and get really good insurance and all this stuff, it's just gonna be easier for you in the long run. So if it were me and I was to get a choice between like $50,000, just like that's it, or getting all these like perks and benefits and all that sort of stuff, your 401k, that's important too. If I was getting like all those benefits along with it, then I would probably choose the 40,000 one, just because that you get all this extra stuff along with it. And then another thing that puts you at a really good advantage is interviewing for multiple companies. If you don't interview for multiple companies, you may not have as much of an advantage. And that is because the other companies may pull out better salaries than maybe your first choice company or this company that you're interviewing with. They will pull out all different types of salaries because every company is different. If you are just interviewing for that one company, then they don't have to worry much, even if they really want you as a candidate, because you only interviewed for them. If you interview for 5 different companies, they're all giving you different salaries, and one has a really good salary and benefits, then if the interviewer, for example, says, okay, I'd like to offer you this amount of money, and you say, oh, I just have to think about it, I have some other offers and all this stuff, they may say something like, okay, like what would I have to offer you to get you to accept, since you have all these different offers coming your way. They may be a little bit more lenient on your salary and what you're making, because they realize that there's other companies that want you and they want to be your top choice if they really like you as a candidate. So that pretty much completes the video for today. I know it wasn't super long, but I just wanted to give you a few of the tips that I've used in the past that have really helped me out. I just really wanted to do this video mostly because people are so scared about talking about salary, but it should be such a normalized thing and not scary at all. It's something that everyone needs to survive, and everyone will take offers or negotiate them depending on what their obligations are to pay for and stuff like that. So it really doesn't have to be as scary as people think it is. Employers deal with this every day, so you should not feel bad negotiating or talking about your salary to make sure that you're financially stable. I really hope this helped you kind of figure out how you're going to negotiate your salary and kind of set your standards for what you feel you should deserve as pay. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would really help it out, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.